Hello everybody, my name's Kaname and welcome back to the gosh dang diddly darn unboxing, where today we are going back onto the grand line for one last little look, in terms of my purchasing order, not in video release order, because there should be one more One Piece opening, kind of, in coming months, but one last look via the line itself at Wano Country, unless I guess choose to fucking go back and buy Kaido, I guess. But anyways, we're getting the last of the worst generation figures right out of the way right here, right now, with everyone's favorite useless little guy, Eustass Captain Kidd. He's fun. Everyone calls him Useless Mid, mainly because of, one, arc essentially making him cannon fodder for showing how cool Shanks is. We'll get there. Spoilers for One Piece, by the way. But yeah. I do like him. I like guys with metal arms. It's a fun aesthetic. I grew up an Anakin kid. But yeah. Eustass, yeah. Plus, I like his magnet powers. I think they're fun and very creatively used, all things considered. But here we are, looking at this box. Outside of being fairly fucking large, all things considered, it's fairly standard for the SH Figuarts One Piece line. We have a generic promotional image of the figure right here. One done up in like a red filter right in this corner. Right here it says Eustass Kid from the Raiden on Nagashima. A little bit of the map behind it. SH Figuarts, all the text in Japanese, Tamashii Nations, Toei, Tamashii Nations Bandai. On the clear window packaging, you get Eustass Kid from the Raiden Onigashima, a look at the figure, some of his extra faces, and One Piece. Right at the top, you get more of that map, little deco, whatever, as well as a little bit more window that is shaped like the Straw Hat, because it's One Piece, as well as the SH Figuarts quote thingy. And yeah, that's awesome. One Piece, baby. On this side, we get Eustass Kid, as well as a pose of him using his cool robot arm. One Piece SH Figuarts, as well as some cool text in orange. This side, we get a bunch of the different images of his different faces, a bunch of different angry faces, his smile, his chicken face, the extra Luffy face, and the image from the front continues here. Eustass Kid, SHF. Bottom has just an image of Eustass on the red background. Eustass Kid, SH Figuarts. On the back, we get a lot of those nice promotional images. This edited one shows a bunch of the different faces, him doing a couple of extra cool poses, him just kind of standing there, SH Figuarts, simple style heroic action, legal stuff. Anyways, let's get Eustass out of the packaging. I do think this is the... Well, I mean... I guess Yamato, he's also pretty big. So yeah, I've been getting some of these nice larger characters as well. Most of my One Piece collection is in the smaller guys, though. That's just kind of how things have turned out with One Piece. We'll see how it goes when they make more, Romance Dawn era and, pre-time skip era characters. Because they're definitely making a Mihawk. I hope they make a Buggy. There's just a bunch of characters I want. I hope they get both versions of the crew eventually, because that's the main target that I have for collecting these One Piece figures. I want the, Straw Hats. But yeah, same packaging as usual. You get an image of, instructions on the inside flaps, and it's just a generic red background on the inside. So let's slide the figure out. We're doing it this way first, because on the bottom here, this figure comes with a standard Tamashii Nations stand. I forget the exact name. I think it's Act 5 or something. Yeah, we get a stand, which this guy needs, from what I have heard, in order to stand up with his cape. So it's always nice that they included it, though it is a bit annoying that he can't stand on his own. Let's flip it around so you get an image of the whole figure, I guess. So yeah, this is a fairly standard Tamashii Nation stand. You got the claw, you got the stand arm, you got the stand. I always love it when a nice stand does get included, and I do like Bandai's stands fairly well. So yeah, it's just nice to get a new Act 5 stand, so I don't need to worry about getting one specifically for this guy, so I can do nice, cool articulation. So here's the base of the stand. Yep, it's got one hole taken out. Here is the arm. I just cut it open. Swatch. Here's the arm of the stand. The base is here. The place where you put the claw arm is right there. And then you just kind of port it into the available hole. Nice and tight. It's fairly well designed. It's a fairly decent stand. I'm sure you can find better out there, but you know, it works. It does the works that you need it to. So yeah, it's nice that one is included. And then the claw arm, because I mean, he has a port for the cape, but you're going to be wanting to use the stand mainly when he has the cape on. So yeah, let's get the claw arm out. It's got a couple little, like, sandwichy tips. And then the claws are honestly my least favorite because they break a bit too easily, but there we go. That is our Act whatever stand. I think it's Act 5. Whatever. Also, age 15 up. So, you know, this video is not for young children. Anyways, let's take an actual look at the figure. It's a big guy. Big man. But, yeah. Let's start with hands. So he only comes with, which hand is that? Right hands, because of his robot hand, but we'll get there when we get there. So first off, he comes with a fist on the figure himself, but first off, he has this cool clawing hand that kind of looks like he's throwing something. Fits his cool vibe. Like, you can see it used on a bunch of the images, and I think it works very well. It's very well painted. There's a little bit of a nub mark, but that's fine. I do really like how the maroon on his fingernails is painted. That's also awesome and wonderful. Here he has a splayed out hand, but like a lot more relaxed. You can see like the veins on his hand. Also very well done. Once again, it's got the fingernail paint. There's a nice casual expression for the hand. Next up, he's got this like 2-finger hand, which I guess is for like certain action poses. I'd have to look back in like the series to see how this is used specifically. Sorry, I am a big One Piece head, but I don't have like encyclopedic knowledge. But yeah, this feels like it could work out for some really cool poses. It looks a little awkward from this side, but it's fine. It works. It works well, and they're even painted right there. That's awesome. And then finally, really radically splayed out hand is right here. Just like, this is a nice action pose hand, just kind of looking like he's grabbing out. This is just a good hand in general. I always like having something like this included. Yeah, very nice. Very well done. Now onto the faces. First off, let's look at the Luffy face that comes in this one. This is from It Fell Into the Package. Geez, Luffy. No. Okay, it's under his cape. We'll get there. Actually, let's just look at Eustass's faces then. I'm so sorry about that. So first off, we have this smiling face. Once again, One Piece does a really good job of portraying the Oda art in these figure faces. It looks really nice. It's really well painted, really well sculpted. Captures the character very well with his silly little lipstick. Then moving on to some more faces. Here he is with a more angry expression. That is very Eustass, especially from Wano Country. Yeah, that fits really fucking well. Yeah. Once again, I really like how the scarring is done as well. That just looks very nice. Now, moving on. A yelling face. He's going, Rah! Yeah, this also fits him for certain attack poses from throughout the series. Or like when he's like yelling at Law, so you can be like, for like animations, you can be like, But yeah, this one captures that very well. Very well painted, very well sculpted. Once again, fits the vibe. And then finally, a reference which also fell. God damn it. Let's move Eustass out of the way then. Okay. There we go. So we can get the other two faces. There's this little plastic thing. But yeah, here's the Luffy face. Here's the Luffy face. Angry. This is from right at the end of Wano Country when they determine which direction each character is going to go. He heads towards Elbaf. This is him picking like the short straw or whatever, and he gets angry, and Law also gets angry, but I don't think Law included the angry face. It's fine. This just works as a good like blind rage face for Luffy anyway, so this can be used a lot. And then finally, this goes with Law and Luffy. They both, Law included a face for him and Luffy, which was the chicken game from the raid on Onigashima. So having one for Kid is very much appreciated. So now let's get all this extra shit out of the way and just look at Eustass, Captain Kidd, right here, right now. Okay, yeah. Mine feels a bit floppy. I think that's because of the heat. It's been in like hot vans and like delivery trucks and whatnot like all week. So yeah, but also, God, there had to be a better solution. There had to be a better way of trying to make this work in cloth. Like all the cloth good versions of these capes that I've seen, I have not been a fan of. Because, like, I don't think they get, like, the frillitude. So I get why they do it with plastic, but god damn does it get heavy. Like, a bit of this floppiness, I understand, comes from the heat, the summer heat that it was just in. It's been in, like, hot delivery trucks, like, all week and whatnot. So I get it, and it'll probably cool down. But, yeah, let's look at Eustass. So yeah, this is very much a weird character to get before, like, fucking, like, we don't even have, like, a Nami yet. I mean, we have a Nami, but this guy came out before we got a Nami. This guy came out before we got a Chopper. This guy came out before we got a Robin. This guy came out before we got an Usopp. I don't know, man. This line has been very weird. But yeah, here he is. He's got a laughing, cackling face, which looks very nice. That does fit him to the T. I really like how the goggles are portrayed as well. His face is kind of coming off. But there we go. It fits him to a goddamn T. The red hair is perfectly done. I do really like how the cape looks on him, even if it doesn't weigh well. Let's figure out how to get him on this goddamn stand. Because I think his waist might be too big. Plus, how do you fucking get it? Is that why the little bands are there? So we can do like that? So I think that's it. And it just kind of lays on him. It seems to have a grip, but also it's not fitting with the fucking cape. Do we go like that? And then like this? That could... I don't want to do that either. How the fuck is... Okay. Do you just kind of like wrap it on his leg then? You just kind of gotta go like that and then like wrap it around like his leg. Give him like extra leg durability or something. That kind of works, I guess. The cape is posable. A bit more it's got like bigger joints and is a bit more posable than the one on Law. This is closer to Kaido's from what I've seen, just because of the sheer size. But also, like Kaido's, the cape is removable. Come on. There we go. This does help this figure a lot. Removing the cape. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we are. Now we get to really play with him. I think he looks a bit off without the cape, but he'll make it work. So you can see he's got his black shirt on. There's a little bit of a gap right there. And you can see it's very well painted. You got that little bit of the tech from his tech arm coming up like so. You can see his scarring down from his face, going down his torso. The little gold bandoliers. His shoulders are a bit weird looking, but it does allow for a lot of range. Does this arm have a biceps? This arm does have a biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows, hands as per usual. I really like the patterns on his pants. Those are very nice. His torso has a lot of nice articulation as well. He just seems very well articulated in general, as like a big buff dude can be. So like you can get like that. This robot arm though, it's so cool looking. It's got a single bend, it looks like. Yeah, that's fine though. You got a swivel there, but then each of the fingers has 2 joints. So, well, I mean, I think this one has 3 maybe, or technically, because it can swivel at the bottom, has the hinge at the base, and then the hinge at the bend. But like each of the fingers is individually articulated, and they don't feel like they're going to fall out, which is often a problem with articulated hands. But these feel nice and solid. They don't feel like they're going to fall out at any moment. You got that? Okay, cool. And they look nice and good and natural, and those are some of his hands falling on the floor. Whatever, we will deal with that when we deal with that. One of them might be a bit out of range, but we will find it. Anyways, but yeah, he also has his fist, also painted very nicely. Yeah, I do like this. These are thin but accurate to the design. I don't know, this figure was just a design conundrum, I think. Is that why the cape's removable? So you can put it on, like, the body, put the stand arm on the body, and then add the cape event afterwards? Is that how you're supposed to do it? Here's his back, by the way. I like that this is painted all the way. Like, I guess you gotta hook it on like that. And then you take the cape. This should have been on a joint right there. And I guess you gotta fudge it on. Because from what I've seen, the cape is heavier than the figure itself, which is a great decision. Yeah, let's get that cape back on, because I think he does legitimately look a little bit better with the cape on. It's part of Oda's character design, so... There we go. Yeah, I'll get images of this up later, probably, from when I'm recording this, but, because I got, like, classes and stuff now to go to, or make sure I make it to. This is also on a joint, so I guess you gotta get this back bit out of the way. This is all just figuring out how to get this stand on, because I do want to have the cape on him, honestly. And I hope he doesn't, like, break him or whatever. And, like, the stand arm cannot support that weight. Oh my goodness. I can see where some of the problems are. Yeah. This figure just cannot hold up that cape weight. Damn. That is an issue. But otherwise, I do really like this figure. I hope you enjoyed this little video of us taking a look at Eustass Kid. Or Useless Mid, as some call him. Let me know if you want to see more One Piece videos. I'm sure I'm going to make them, because I am ready to jump into the East Blue when those figures get actually released. People are already, for me, getting, I've seen people getting Luffy in hand, but mine isn't meant to come for a little bit, so please stick around if you want to see my takes on Romance Dawn Luffy, and then the first Nami that we're getting, and then I guess it would be Ace Shanks Zoro. And also just hang out, because I got a ton of other action figure takes that we gotta get into. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Do all the usual YouTube stuff. And until next video, I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye!